is Friday, November 15th. It is 6:15 p.m. across Cameroon, and it is time for the news on Canal International, broadcasting live from Douala. First, the headlines with Kejang Henry Atembe.
Littoral Regional Governor Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Dibois has assured denizens in Douala that the killer of a 60-year-old French national have been arrested. The 60-year-old woman had just finished dining with her 71-year-old companion at a local restaurant when armed bandits ambushed them. 11 students and their supervisors from St. Laurent University Institute in Dope have been abducted by suspected separatist fighters in the northwest region of Cameroon. Sir, the waters are not very still as another group has come up calling for transparency. From the banks of River Vuri in Douala, the 6:15 news rolls on in a split second with anchorman Tariff Divine Ramsey Jr.
Now, in a chilling escalation of the Anglophone crisis in the northwest region have remained wave on attacks on education in that region. Yes, Sheriff Asali.
Believed to be separatist fighters. It is believed the abduction occurred around 10 a.m. nearby the incident for political leverage. The attack adds to a growing list of assaults on education and healthcare facilities in Cameroon's Anglophone regions as separatist fighters intensify efforts to disrupt daily life. According to the United Nations, more than 700,000 children have been deprived of education since the conflict began, while health services are also under increasing threat. Between January and June 2024 alone, 48 schools and 18 health facilities were attacked, further deepening the humanitarian crisis in the region.
Now, on November 13th, barely a couple of days after investigators say so far 6 suspects have been arrested, and they've all also confessed to enacting the crime in what some feared could provoke a diplomatic incident between Cameroon and France. Here's Ndi Morin.
With activity, this Friday, November 15, but a palpable sense of fear lingers following the killing of a French national. Residents remain shaken by the tragic attack, which has underscored growing concerns over insecurity. Airport right was violently tortured by Renée Michel, a 60-year-old French woman, was ambushed on the night of November 13, 2024. She and her 71-year-old companion had just left a local restaurant where armed bandits attacked them. To comb to her wounds. Speaking to the press November 15, the governor of the Littoral region confirmed the arrest of 6 suspects in connection with the crime. He revealed that the suspects had confessed during interrogations and assured residents that security measures are being reinforced to prevent further incidents. This tragedy has reignited calls for urgent action to address rising crime rates in Douala. Residents and stakeholders are urging authorities to implement stronger security measures to protect the community and its visitors. Investigations into the attack continue, with authorities vowing swift justice for the perpetrators.
Streets earlier today in protests against the South to sign new work contracts.
They are about 100 youths, workers of Interstis, Cameroon, a call center receiving or transmitting large volume of enquiries by telephone. They've been in this business for between 5 to 13 years. Out of the blue, they were asked to sign a new contract. And with the new company saying Interstis has folded up, but without closing the old one. There is bone of contention, having even reported to the Labour Office, and a meeting with the parties is to come up soon. The situation got out of control when this morning, November the 15th, their access badge entry into the building became inaccessible.
Ils ont désactivé nos accès Quand tu n'as plus d'accès, ça veut dire que tu ne fais plus partie de l'entreprise. Ça fait toujours foi d'un licenciement abusif.
Reason for the outburst. With placards, they inform the general public they want their rights to be paid. Indemnities, seniority, annual leave, and accompanying internal damages that goes with it. Irreparable, consequential, compensatory damages they've suffered just to give in their best. They cry out loud. I have problems with my ears, eyes, back, and that of nerves. We had no advantage here. Situation that left the workers lost. Some might have loved to engage with the new company, but what does the future hold for them? As it will be just the change of name. Their hope is towards the power that be to come to their aid, as this number is likely to add to the already high rate of unemployment in the country.
And now on to something else. As the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon prepares to elect its new moderator, a group of former leaders of the church called Truth House is pressing for transparency amidst fears that the election and the voting process could be rigged. The election set to shape the future of the church for the next 10 years will climax in Boya, that's the regional capital of the Southwest, on Monday. Here's Ndi Morin.
The group, representing the concerns of thousands of Christians, has expressed deep dissatisfaction with what they described as satanic and corrupt practices tarnishing the reputation of the PCC. They are calling for a leadership reset to restore the church's image as a house of truth.
All our activity so far has been geared towards trying to restore sanity to the electoral process. And so we thought that it's important to bring you together to drive the message home, especially to those who are going to vote, that they should vote with their conscience.
In their statement, the Truth House condemns alleged misconduct by some leaders and emphasized the need for a transparent electoral process on November 18 at the Synod office.
And we do not want people who are inordinate voting and who have unbridled quest for relevance, for position to our PCC. The Holy Spirit can take total control of the electoral college. Don't go and rig and later on you come to apologize. We will never receive such apology. Make sure that you go into the elections. No rigging machinery should be sophisticatedly planted.
Although they are not supporting any specific candidates, the group insists that no church leader is above the law.
Now, we don't want to be dragging all our churches to courts, but if push comes to shove and we have to do that, we will do that to save the image of this church.
The group discussed that they have sent 4 letters to the Synod office to address these concerns, though not all have been acknowledged. They describe this lack of response as disappointing, especially as it comes 67 years after the church's independence.
That we usually protest about things that don't move right. We say things that don't move right, and we say them openly.
The PCC, with over 2 million Christians, 1,500 congregations, and 500 pastors, rely heavily on the lay Christians to manage 1,000 congregations. Many members feel disillusioned, stating that their sacrifices to build the church have been overshadowed by the actions of some dishonest leaders.
Our forefathers built this church with their sweat and their blood.
This is a spiritual war to cleanse the PCC, the group declared, urging the Presbyterian secretaries to vote responsibly and ensure that this election paves the way for a renewed and accountable leadership.
And now Cameroon's electricity distributor NAO has expressed Douala on November 15. That's today. NAO officials clarified that the changes comply with directives from Arshel, the electricity regulatory agency, and are not unilateral decisions. NAO emphasized that the adjustments enforced by Arshel in 2012 will stand as the pricing schedule, assuring that there has been no tariff increase. 110 kilowatts monthly, benefiting from the lowest tariff of 50 francs CFA per kilowatt, VAT exempt, Under the revised rates, 92% face increases due to tariff alignment with the regulatory framework. The company reiterated its commitment to fairness and transparency in electricity pricing. Let's listen now to Ebenezer Tejuon, the Governance and Internal Control Senior Manager at the Electricity Distribution Company.
The rate in Cameroon, the rate schedule is single. It is the rate that was in force since May 2012, which was based on two pillars. The first pillar being that you using it as a household. Those are the two elements. And then the second pillar is now what is your consumption bracket. Depending on whether you are from 0 to 110, whether you're from 111 to 400, whether you are from 400 to 800, whether you're above 800, you were already being applied a rate under the postpaid mechanism. And depending on the bracket where you fell, you could be applied the value-added tax or not. And that was done in two times. First of all, VAT was not applied for customers up to 110 kilowatt hours.
If you're just joining us, this is the news on Canal International, broadcasting live from our studios at Upwe in Douala. Now, a group of Cameroonian policemen have completed 5 months of training on demining. That's the removal of landmines and other unexploded devices, especially in conflict areas. Hyacinth Chia now reports from Yaoundé that the officers are fully equipped to clear dangerous areas and save vulnerable populations. Here's his report.
A demonstration of an improvised explosive device demining operation. The trained experts on hand to intervene. This required extreme concentration and perfectly synchronized teamwork. It is mission accomplished as they are now ready to face the threat. This is the first contingent of the training cycle, which lasted for 5 months. 25 officers followed this initiation level training in demining. All personnel were from the Special Operation Group and the Central Command of the Mobile Intervention Group. 19 passed the level, with 12 selected for level 3, which ended on November 14 in Yaoundé. This group has completed all stages and will be deployed in antennas installed in the country's 10 region. This marks a significant progress in protecting the population, especially in sensitive areas. A program initiated by the National Security in collaboration with the French Embassy in Cameroon. The result of police cooperation between France and Cameroon.
Well, we're sorry for the approximative nature of that report, but let's head off now to the Northwest region, where the Public Independent Conciliator has empowered pressmen and women as well as local community leaders to blow the whistle on malpractices at the level of local governance. He made the call at a series of workshops with concerned stakeholders in Bamenda. Here's Sherifa Saleh.
Some civil society organizations in the Northwest region have been encouraged to join the office of the Northwest Public Independent Conciliator to enhance good governance in local administration. In 2 encounters with the press, community and faith-based organizations in Bamenda on November 13 and 14, the plight of the common man in quest for municipal services occupied the...
We need to know is that the PIC, they are not there to sanction mayors or to sanction executive bodies, but they are there to fix the wrongs.
For their varied natural impairments, research officers and support staff of the PIC office in their presentations told persons with special needs to hence report cases of maltreatment or neglect.
Persons with albinism do face a lot of marginalization and stigmatization in the community because most people marginalize them due to their skin colors, and then they are shy. Even in their homes, some of them are locked up So this session here will really help persons albinism to come out to exercise their rights.
The way we work as the group for persons with visual impairments, yes, we prioritize those with visual impairments, but we also take into consideration other persons with disabilities because we are sharing one burden, which is disability, or better say the impairment that is embedded in us.
These people are considered like every other person, and we don't do any discrimination in terms of amenities which are decreed by government to the municipalities. So our preaching to them is that they should own their right and claim their right, and then we are behind them to make sure that the council serve them better.
Numerous grassroots complaints constitute reasons for people developing thick skins against public administration. By virtue of their proximity with the population, these organizations are expected to transmit to them the knowledge acquired.
Sherif Asali reporting there with contributions from Annie Collins on the ground in Bamenda. Now elected officials as well as traditional rulers from the Noun division, and that's the largest in the West region, have criticized what they consider the area's neglect to Prime Minister Joseph Dion Gute in Yaoundé Thursday. Yes, Haisin Chia once again.
It is a powerful delegation from the Noun division, West region of Cameroon, consisting of mayors, members of parliament, regional and municipal councillors and traditional rulers, here with key issues to seek a way forward with the Prime Minister head of government, Joseph Dion Gute. Led by Tomaino Damjoya to the Star Building, the elected officials decried the neglect of the division. Region, but our division is the most enclaved. Only about 3% of our roads are tarred, but we have 4 toll gates. This is too much for a division without roads. The elites equally indicate that by their virtue of closeness to the northwest and southwest regions, they harbor over 20,000 internally displaced persons, and as such, there is need for additional resources to better cater for them. They added that the regional councillors from the Noun are relegated to the background.
Les délégués régionaux qui représentent les populations du Noun ne sont pas admis au bureau du conseil régional.
The Noun division doesn't have councillors in the regional bureau. They do not partake in the decision making, whereas we are the biggest in public. And among the list of problems tabled to the PM on November 14, 2024, is a demand for the reopening of the Kutaba airport to ease transportation in and out of the division.
Beyond Cameroon now and next door in Gabon, voters go to the polls this Saturday, that's tomorrow, to decide on whether or not the country needs a new constitution. The referendum marks a step towards civilian rule after last year's military coup that ousted the Bongo family. The proposed constitution strengthens presidential power, bans dynastic succession, and introduces new eligibility criteria for presidential candidates. Around 860,000 voters are expected, with authorities assuring a transparent process. While the referendum is considered a move towards democracy, experts warn the real challenge for Gabon now is building a democratic society after decades of authoritarian rule. And it's on that note that we say thanks once again for the privilege of your company. Have a great weekend and see you on Monday. But up next, Matthew Fangwa and his panelists will be talking football and the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Bye-bye.